Hi guys, spring is just around the corner. So today I'll be sharing with you the fragrances that I cannot wait to wear this springtime. The 12 perfumes that I have in front of me today are personally curated by me because they will all be in my perfume tray as you can see here. It took me almost a week to figure out the final 12 because if you're a frag head or a perfume collector like me, you know what I'm talking about. It's really hard to decide for the season of spring. I was really trying to narrow it down to 10, but I really couldn't. So I have 12 instead. And most of these fragrances are very special to me because I'm not really a big fan of floral fragrances. However, during springtime, I crave for something floral, sweet, powdery, musky scents. So basically, that will be the common DNA of the perfumes that I will be talking about today. It will be a mix of everything. I have here affordable, luxury, niche, Middle Eastern, indie. So for sure, there's something for everyone. And yeah, let's dive in. First up is my newest purchase. I have tried it when I was transiting in Dubai airport and I basically fell in love. And this is the newest release of Narciso Rodriguez. This is called Pure Musc Blanc. Now, this fragrance, I would say, is very spring-like. As you see, the color of the bottle is matte blanc. And basically, that's the vibe of this fragrance. So it opens up quite aldehydic, floral. And what I mean by floral is like jasmine, lily of the valley, very clean and soft. I really enjoy the opening of this fragrance. However, as it dries down, then it becomes a classic Narciso Rodriguez musk. If you're not familiar with that classic Narciso musk DNA, it's basically a warm, strong, powdery musk scent that is very noticeable. I actually find it to be very close to the discontinued Narciso Rodriguez, the one in a white cube bottle. Basically, the dry down of this fragrance is exactly like that. But the opening is different because the aldehydes and the soft florals here are quite strong. Now, I just want to let you guys know that if you are not a fan of the Narciso Rodriguez musk DNA that I'm talking about, then I don't think you will enjoy this fragrance. I happen to love that Narciso Rodriguez DNA. So this for me is a winner. To be honest, I was looking for an alternative of that discontinued Narciso white cube. So I'm very happy to add Narciso Rodriguez Pure Musc Blanc for her in my collection. This fragrance is definitely ultra feminine. I enjoy the aldehydic and soft florals in the opening. And of course, I love that warm, powdery, potent, musky scent in the final dry down. I'm wearing it today and I would say projection is moderate, but longevity is amazing. It lasts on me the entire day. Actually, until now, I can still get the whiffs of it. So yeah, having said that, very strong performance. And yeah, I love Narciso Rodriguez Pure Musc Blanc. Next up is also a new purchase. I bought this together with Pure Musc Blanc. This is Un Jardin Sur La Lagune. Yeah, did I get that right? Yeah, that's quite a long name. It almost seems like a sentence. Anyway, this is from Hermes. And actually, I have tried this a long time ago. This has been on my wish list for years now. However, I only pulled the trigger recently because I was already in the airport and I happened to see it again, tested it out, and basically I fell in love on the spot. This is another ultra feminine, soft floral scent that has an aquatic, powdery facet. There's something about it that smells like the sea. Imagine walking next to the sea and you're catching whiff of magnolia and lily. Then that's how Un Jardin Sur La Lagune smells like. This is ultra feminine. I love how the sea note is done in here. It's not too salty. It's just fresh as the florals kind of like balance out the aquatic vibes of this fragrance. The final dry down is a little bit powdery as well, and I love it for that. Actually, a lot of perfumes in today's video are soft floral powdery musky scents, and yeah, Un Jardin Sur La Lagune is one of them. This is a beautiful everyday feel, pretty feminine kind of scent. This fragrance is not new, so the price is actually really good, and yeah, highly recommend. Performance, I will say, is quite okay, lasts me around 4 to 5 hours with moderate to soft projection. Once again, Un Jardin Sur La Lagune by Hermes. All right, next up is Oravea by Paris Corner, a very affordable, easy to wear, everyday spring scent, in my opinion. Basically, this is a beautiful, fruity, musky scent that feels so joyful. Another I feel pretty kind of scent. It is a very likable fragrance, in my opinion. This to me smells like berries, rose, jasmine in a bed of slightly powdery and clean musk. It is so beautiful, and I think a lot of you will enjoy this fragrance. This is a kind of Middle Eastern perfume that performed really well right off the bat. It didn't have to mature. It smelled pretty the first time I sprayed it, and it was a love at first sniff for me. Apparently, it is inspired by Chanel's Eau Splendide, and out of curiosity, I have tried that fragrance as well when I was transiting in Dubai airport, and all I can say is that yes, they are very similar. So if you are looking for an affordable alternative of Chanel Eau Splendide, I highly recommend you Oravea. This to me is an ultra feminine, elegant, fruity, musky scent. I would say if you enjoy berries and clean, musky scent, you will love this fragrance. Don't think of it though as like an ultra fruity scent, okay? I would say the berries and musk are very well balanced in this fragrance. So yeah, highly recommend, and it lasts as well the whole day. Like, you cannot go wrong with Oravea, in my opinion. Next up is this very beautiful bottle over here, Mutheer Elixir. I recently reviewed this fragrance to you guys, and I told you that it is my favorite Arabiat Prestige release so far. Basically, the vibe of the scent is the vibe of the bottle. So, Mutheer Elixir is a floral, powdery, a little bit suede, peppery, sweet scent, super creamy as well. I would say the creamy sandalwood in the base got me. It opens up quite heavy in violet and pink pepper. The violet in here gave it that soft, floral, suede nuance. I love it because it's not that overpowering. Normally when I see violet, they are actually quite strong and prominent in perfumes, but in here, not really. I will say the vanilla and caramel sweetened up this fragrance. I'm also getting here like a very creamy sandalwood. So in the end, I will say if you are a fan of soft florals, violet, peppery, creamy, sweet sandalwood, you will love Mutheer Elixir. It has a caramel note that I think sweetened up this fragrance to my liking. I think without that caramel in there, actually, I wouldn't really enjoy this fragrance. But yeah, since I enjoy sweet, soft floral scents this springtime, this is a big winner for me. Highly recommend Mutheer Elixir by Arabiat Prestige. Performance is amazing as it lasts on me around 6 to 8 hours, and it even lasts longer on clothes. Next up is another super pretty scent, Princess of China. As the name suggests, that's like the vibe of this fragrance. Very subtle, soft floral scent that to me smells very pretty. So here, the kind of florals is more of like a watery, aquatic kind of floral. Yeah, because it has a white lotus note. And then it also has peony that somehow gives like a picture of soft pink to me. Yeah, so that's how I'm gonna describe this fragrance, like soft pink florals, peony next to white lotus. Plus it has lychee that is quite prominent as well. So I would say it's lotus giving that aquatic floral nuance, peony and lychee. These three notes are very prominent to me, and they're all grounded by fresh pear. So yeah, if you enjoy, I will say, soft floral scents in general, or if the fragrances in today's video is like your kind of vibe, you will definitely love Princess of China. This to me is not like too much floral. It's just perfect to my liking. It's not too sweet. However, it is a kind of floral that smells like clean, immaculate, kind of like pure. Yeah, Princess of China. That is like the vibes. Plus, it has that silky texture that I am enjoying a lot as well. So yeah, I'm so excited to wear Princess of China this springtime. Performance is moderate, lasts me around 4 to 5 hours with moderate to soft projection. And I'm not complaining because with this kind of scent, it's better to have that soft and subtle performance in order for me to enjoy it. Honestly, I don't like my florals to be too loud. Princess of China has the perfect performance for a floral scent that I crave for this springtime. All right, next up is Rose Blaze by D'Orsay. And basically, this is a rose dominant scent. If you watch my channel, of course, I need to include a rose dominant scent. In my perfume tray, Rose Blaze, I think, is just perfect. Basically, this only has 3 notes: rose, iris, and tonka. I find the tonka here very sweet. Plus, there's something about it as well that smells like caramelized to me, and I'm not complaining because I love a sweet powdery rose scent. This is another I feel pretty kind of scent, but this time rose centered, and I'm talking about rose that is combined with something sweet like caramel and sweet tonka. The iris in here gave this fragrance that slight powderiness in the final dry down. It's a beautiful fragrance, and I think you're gonna enjoy this as well if you are a fan of rose scents like me. Once again, Rose Blaze by D'Orsay. This on me lasts around 6 to 7 hours with moderate projection. So the other rose scent in my spring perfume tray is Shanghai le Soir. And guys, if Rose Blaze is like a creamy, slightly powdery rose, Shanghai le Soir is an airy rose that is perfect for everyday whereabouts this springtime. This is a prominent lychee, pink pepper, and cassis as well, giving this fragrance that fun, fruity, green facet that to me is just perfect. I truly enjoy this fragrance. Actually, I also have Lovers in Pink from Sheridan, and that fragrance is amazing too, but I think I'm gonna reserve it for summer. So yeah, anyway, Shanghai le Soir, guys, is airy rose, fresh lychee, and green cassis. The final dry down has more of like a woody facet. However, it's just perfectly balanced in here. I'm gonna categorize this fragrance as a rose, lychee, woody scent that smells so fun and pretty. This smells very feminine, but you know, with a little bit of an oomph. The color of the bottle is the vibe of this fragrance. All right, next up is something a little bit more intense, I will say. This is Haya by Alabsar. It is an affordable Middle Eastern perfume. I discovered it late last year, and guys, this is a beautiful floral vanilla scent. And what I mean by floral is that it is a very violet heavy kind of scent. So if you enjoy that soft floral, kind of like suede scent of violet, for sure you're gonna love Haya by Alabsar. This is the most floral in today's video. The violet is the main star of this fragrance, backed up by white florals, and I'm talking about orange blossom, tuberose, jasmine. However, it is perfectly balanced by something sweet, and I think it is the kind of vanilla that they use in here. So imagine like sweet vanilla, soft florals with prominent violet. Then yeah, that's how Haya smells like. This is a very, very good alternative of BBK's vanilla leather. So if you are looking for a very good alternative of vanilla leather, I highly recommend you Haya, guys, because they are very, very similar. I'll say 90%. Performance wise is amazing on this one as well. Lasts me around 7 to 8 hours with moderate projection. Once again, Haya by Alabsar. All right, next up is Frangipani by Ormond Jane. Like, what is spring without a Frangipani scent? I know in Europe, Frangipani is not that common. However, Frangipani is a floral that will always be special to me because basically I'm Asian and I grew up with a lot of Frangipanis in the neighborhood. This is so beautiful and elegant. As the name suggests, of course, this is a Frangipani dominant scent. However, there's freshness coming from the lime and linden blossom here. So aside from Frangipani, it also has that tea facet, ethereal vibes to me. Yeah, so I'm gonna consider it as another, like, tropical goddess vibes, but I'm talking about a tropical goddess wearing an all-white flowy dress. Frangipani by Ormond Jane, a beautiful, fresh, floral tea scent that I find very, very elegant. Next up is Flora Magnifica. I will say these two have something like common. However, Flora Magnifica is more of like a chilled version of Frangipani. I won't really say that it's like a sophisticated scent. However, it is more of like a casual floral scent. Now, Flora Magnifica doesn't have Frangipani though. Instead, it has prominent magnolia, nectarine, and coconut. So having said that, very feminine once again. There's just something about it that smells so cool. I love the integration of coconut blossom in here that to me actually kind of smells like something in between coconut water and the flesh of the coconut. I mean, like the white meat. So to me, it's like sliced nectarine, fresh magnolia in a bowl of like coconut water. Imagine smelling that coconut bowl with nectarine and magnolia, and you are surrounded by coconut palm trees. Yeah, that's the vibe of Flora Magnifica. I have raved about this fragrance the moment I received it, I think 2 years ago. And this is a beautiful, beautiful scent, guys. Don't sleep on this one, as this is not a new scent from Granado. So they often offer this fragrance with discount in their website. Yeah, just beautiful. I would say if you are a fan of nectarine and coconut in fragrances, or let's just say you're a fan of nectarine, you're gonna love Flora Magnifica. So I'm gonna consider this fragrance as a fruity, floral, coconutty scent that is perfect this springtime. Performance, I would say, is moderate. Lasts me around 4 to 6 hours with moderate projection. All right, last to Gala from Giza. And this fragrance deserves a lot of hype, in my opinion. Basically, this is a beautiful almond, jasmine, orange blossom scent that smells very addictive. This smells like creamy white florals in a bed of sweet vanilla and cashmere. I would say it's quite similar to Blanche Bête. To me, it's kind of like Blanche Bête without the tuberose, which is perfect for me because If you watch my channel, you know that I'm not a big fan of Blanche because, yeah, I'm not a fan of heavy tuberose in fragrances. Yeah, but anyway, they both have like the same texture and same level of sweetness. This fragrance lasts forever as well on clothes and on skin. My friend Petya got me hooked with Gala. I purchased this when I was in Dubai last October. And yeah, I was literally waiting for spring to come in order to rock this fragrance. I find it quite addictive, and I know a lot of you will enjoy this fragrance, especially if you like milky, creamy textures in fragrances. Once again, Gala by Giza, a floral, creamy vanilla scent that is very feminine and addictive. All right, and last but not the least will be my ultimate spring signature scent, Printemps Blanc by Maison Mataha. Guys, I'm so excited as she is finally out of my perfume shelf. Basically, this is a sweet, floral, musky scent, like of my dreams. To be honest, it is a very simple scent, nothing groundbreaking, but there's something about this fragrance that brings out like the ultra feminine in me. I'm gonna describe this fragrance as like a floral gourmand. So imagine orange blossom, jasmine sambac with sweet vanilla and creamy sandalwood, plus fresh tea nuance in the background. It is so beautiful, such a simple, subtle scent that gives a strong impact. Last year, a lot of people raved about this perfume, and I know why. This is a kind of simple scent that gives an impact. And basically, that's what a lot of women would love to get out of their fragrance. The first time I've tried this in Nexans, I fell in love. And I told you guys that this was like in my top 3 perfume discoveries in my trip to Nexans in Milan last year. Yeah, because basically it is such a simple floral gourmand scent that gives an impact. I mentioned floral gourmand. However, don't think that it's going to be like a cloying kind of floral or like very sweet gourmand scent. I will say this is like a very soft, subtle, white florals in a bed of sweet vanilla and creamy sandalwood. I love the fact that there's freshness coming from the white tea note in here, and I just love it. This will be my official springtime scent, this 2026. Performance-wise, I will say it lasts for a very long time, lasted me around 6 to 7 hours. However, projection is quite okay, and I'm not complaining. This has like a moderate to soft projection, and I think that's perfect for that ultra feminine vibes of Printemps Blanc. Highly recommend it. So that's the end of my spring perfume recommendations. These are my personal choices this springtime, as I will literally be using them on rotation until the month of May. Let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances, and tell me as well the fragrances that you think will be perfect this springtime. I would love to know, as I don't have a lot of this kind of floral, fruity, musky scent DNAs in my collection. Yeah, once again, thank you all so much for watching, guys, and see you on my next one. Bye!